My name is Andrea Storrs. I am Director of Employment Services at the ARK. And with me, I have Jonathan Roth, who is my amazing job advisor. Again, thank you for coming. Thank you for participating. I kind of love this Zoom thing because I get to wear a pair of shorts that you guys don't see, which is really great. Each of these clinics is going to be covering a specific topic. This is not going to be an overwhelming, comprehensive presentation. To start, I'd like to start with the importance of a professional identity. Most people say, oh my God, I need to have my resume done. I need my LinkedIn profile done. And they start focusing on these two things. And you really cannot do that until you take the appropriate steps to get to that point. When I'm talking about a professional identity, let me give you an example because I think this is the best way to explain it to you. I once had a client who was very unsure of what she wanted to do. I'm going to take a leap of faith and say a lot of people feel that way, especially this world is so upside down and so tilted and so insane that the only thing certain about our time right now is uncertainty. So the employment situation is harder than it's ever been. I had a client once, she was unsure, she wasn't sure what she wanted to do. She said, you know, I could definitely be an editor. And I thought, okay. I said, let me hear about the conventional jobs you've had where you've actually utilized that skill. Well, I really didn't have a job in it, but I did all my kids and their friends' term papers, and I edited all of them, and they did quite well. While that's impressive, and she's like the nicest mom in the world, that does not mean that she is an editor. That means that in a resume or on a LinkedIn profile, she can include the fact that she has a strong aptitude for editing and proofreading. That is a fact. Being an editor is not a fact. In order to create your marketing tools, which at the moment are basically a resume and a LinkedIn, you have to be able to show who you are within the first, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds. And you also have to understand that any job that you're interested in applying to, you look at the demands of the position. And you have to be brutally honest with yourself. If you truly do not have this, and I'm not saying every single skill set, I'm saying the majority of the things that they're demanding, if you don't have a confidence about each one, you better think twice. Some of you might be thinking, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I want to do. That's usually my first question to a client. What's your dream job? And the truth is, by going through your skill set and really being honest with you, you will find out. Your skills can be effectively applied to a number of areas if you kind of obliterate the fear you have of going into something else. With that being said, you might not be able to start at the level that you once were at. That's painful and it's frightening, but it's something that I think all of us during this time, we have to have that in the back of our heads. In addition to the skill set that you really have to identify and be honest about, you have to write it down so you can see the achievements that you have as a result of knowing how to use your skill sets. That is key. All these things that I'm telling you, when they come together, they paint your portrait. And it's really kind of an amazing journey that you have. I also know that all of you are in a hurry. You want a job like 2 weeks ago, and I get that also. I'm not saying that you can't go quickly, but you have to be methodical, and you have to be honest about your journey to getting to know who you are. I do all the writing of the resumes. He does the analyzation because he is the person who creates the relationships with businesses in order to be able to advocate for all of you.
From what I do professionally is I need as many of you as a resource as possible, so that when I speak to an employer or when an employer has a need, I feel comfortable that I've got you sort of in my corral or stable of potential hires that I can lean on and provide to a potential employer. It's very easy to become isolated and frustrated, as well as depressed with the situation, and feel overwhelmed. And one of the most effective things that we learned in going through that was that you need a community, you need a network, you need to be able to visualize and see on a regular basis that other people are going through the exact same thing you are. And that's why opportunities like this to get together with other people, especially in a pandemic where we're not capable of socializing as normal, are so essential to helping us get to the other side of this. It leads to a situation where a lot of us try to reinvent ourselves based on the necessity that we have to do so. And that means that your job was gone, your company is gone. Difference here is you don't know for how long, and so you start trying to hold on to it. And sometimes what happens is we take advantage of that opportunity to reinvent ourselves, but we lose ourselves in the process of that reinvention. And so to have someone to walk through this with, someone that understands the process that you're going through, is essential. So having other people who know the path that you're on and the direction that you're attempting to go will help serve you in terms of keeping you within the guardrails, as well as helping to continue to motivate you to move forward, which on a day-to-day basis can be a challenge. So I will put those 2 lessons learned from what we learned about a decade ago to what we're going through today. And I'm glad that we have better technology.
I need your input. One thing I will tell you about the ARK is that the employment department is very proud and dedicates itself to really getting to know you. You know, we're not about numbers. That's not who we are. We're about getting to know the person and getting to know what is the most realistic, most productive way of getting you back to work. For any of you who feel that they need employment services and other services at the ARK, we really encourage you to go through the intake, which is so incredibly painless and is conducted by one of the most amazing human beings on the face of the earth. She always makes me feel so badly about myself because she's like so nice. So I encourage you, because while you can get all of this employment advice free, if you are in need of food, if you are in need of financial assistance, if you are in need of a dentist or a doctor, we have unlimited services. They're all free. We really encourage you to take advantage of us. We did not stop at all during the pandemic, and we will continue to go forward in a very strong capacity. Please take advantage of us. KW.
Yay.
There you go. So we will reach out to that person And thank you for playing. That was fun.
We want to thank you again. I mean, it means a lot to us, and it also shows the sincerity that all of you have in wanting to, I'm not going to say get back to normal, because God knows if and when that'll ever happen, but that you become employed and you start feeling a little bit more hopeful. And that's our goal, hope.